Hello everybody, this is Dan, our Crazy Bad Cuber. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the new QiYi Mofangi WuQue M Mini. So this is the 60mm one. QiYi actually sent me this directly. I want to thank Phil Yu at the Cubicle for helping set that up as well. I also want to give thanks to two other people. The first one is Yoan Ivanov. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If you guys go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that my banner has changed and he did a really good job at that. So thank you very much. He sent me that through Instagram. And I also want to thank somebody named Catherine. Catherine is one of the first people to ever use my PayPal donation button on my banner. Well, I want to thank her for that, and I'm not asking you guys again to donate to that. I'm just, I have to say it because she donated, so thanks, Catherine. All right, so when I first got this cube, alright guys, so I'm excited to do the first turns on this because the last one that I did that was stock for the WuQue was, and stickerless, was really slow. So I want to check this out. And right out of the box, this thing is very fast. All the layers seem to be the same, which is great. There were some problems with it. And then I got something that was very unusual for a 4x4, which is a corner twist. And then the worst thing happened. It's a setup issue, but this thing locked up on me really bad. So after I was able to get the cube back together, about 3 more solves later, it blew up on me. I didn't get it on camera, but half of the cube went over here and the other half crumbled in my hands. And it took me a while to get this back together. But I had to take this thing apart anyways because it was well lubed. I think it was a little over lubed after solving on it for a while. It started to get a little bit slow. I tried to put some DNM37 in there and it didn't really make it that much faster. So it was good to have it fall apart basically and save me the work of having to take it apart. So I wiped all the lube out of the pieces and then just put it back together and put some DNM37 in it. That's literally all I did to this. So now I've had this thing for a little while and it is really nice. I prefer the size of this puzzle over the 62mm original one. Now the size difference isn't much, but when you have it in your hands and you're solving with it, it feels a lot more than 2mm difference. As you can see here, there's really not much of a difference in it, but again, when you have it in your hands, there is a major difference in the size. So comparing this to the Angstrom version here, like I said, I cannot, get this as fast as the Angstrom one. Even the sound is a little bit different. You can hear like there's much more grinding compared to there. It's got, the Angstrom one has a much smoother feel, and I mean it makes sense because Angstrom at the Cubicle set this up using proper lubes. Now I would have lubed this one like this one, but I don't know exactly how much lube they put in Angstrom puzzles, and I don't know exactly where they put it in either. I tried to simulate this on the GAN 460 and it didn't really do what I was expecting, so I'm guessing that I did it incorrectly. So I'm really hoping that the Cubicle will make an Angstrom version of this. Phil, anybody at the Cubicle, whoever's watching this, please make this feel like this, because this is such a better form in my hand. The 4x4 is a really nice puzzle for me lately. I've been practicing a lot more and more of it, and when I go back to the Angstrom version from this actually does feel a little bit too big. Now, that being said, all I got to do is solve on it like 3 or 4 times and I get used to it again. But I feel after solving with the 60mm, when I go back to the 62mm, I feel like I have to just stretch a little more in order to make the same turn. And that, I don't know, it's just something to get used to. But I will continue to use the Angstrom version as my main until I can either get this one here to feel like this one, or or Angstrom just makes one. Wink, wink. If you guys are wondering why I'm wearing a suit and tie today, it's because my friend Tristan and his lovely wife Tamara just got married yesterday, and I was able to go to the wedding. And I told my mom that I was wearing a tie, and she said, "I've never seen that. I don't think I've ever seen you in a tie. Please send me a picture." Well, Mom, here's an entire video of me in a tie just for you. Now, as far as the magnetic strength goes with this stock version of the 60mm, I don't feel it nearly as much as I do on the Angstrom version, but I also, this is not as fast as the Angstrom version. There's a lot more friction, it feels like, in there, so it's harder to notice magnets when there's more friction, I've noticed, than when it's just like a smooth, very, very smooth puzzle, because you can feel it in the corners. Whereas this one here, I feel it. I mean, they do their job. But if it was faster, I think that the magnets would do their job better. The magnetized version comes in at $31.99, whereas the non-magnetized version comes in at $23.99. So there's quite a jump just for the magnets themselves. Now, I got sent a stickerless version of this, but you can also get it in black and white, as well as stickerless, obviously. And if you're curious, it weighs 135.4 grams. All right, guys, so let's get some solves on this. I want to continue to practice with it, and I'll talk about what I did in order to stop the popping and stop the corner twists and the explosion as well. So let's go ahead and watch a solve. So this thing exploded and fell apart in my hands, which was actually kind of fortunate because it gave me the opportunity to wipe all the lube off the pieces. And there is a lot of lube, and it is quite heavy lube as well. You can use paper towel, and it does take a while to get it all out because there are a lot of internal pieces that you have to get dry. Once I did that, I put it back together and I lubed it up with DNM 37. I put quite a lot in because there was absolutely no lube left in. So I put about, 3 drops on the outers, and then, probably 5 or 6 drops on the inner slices, and that made it really fast again. And then from there, it was really just a tensioning thing. You got to make sure if you're going to tension this thing, only do like a quarter turn on each side, try it, quarter turn on each side. I did tighten it a little too much. I did a few solves. Corner cutting was lacking, so I backed off a bit, and I haven't had any popping since. So re-lube this thing and re-tension it, and you should be good to go. All right, everybody. So yeah, obviously, I mean, I'm really happy with this puzzle. It's got a great feel to it. The size is perfect. In the past, I have tried some other 60mm cubes. I think the Thunderclap Mini. Somebody even said this feels like the Thunderclap Mini. I disagree with that, but I didn't really like the size of the puzzles back then for 60mm, and I think it was just the puzzle itself was not great, whereas the WuQue, obviously, we know is awesome. But now that I have a good one that's 60mm and I'm able to solve on it and get my average with it, I gotta say, I really prefer this size. If I'm gonna pick one or the other, like if you guys aren't gonna get an Angstrom and you want to just get like a regular stock version, I recommend the Mini, definitely, 100%. Alright guys, so if you would like to get this puzzle based on this review, you can find the link at the top of the description. I'll also link the original size Angstrom one down because it is superior to this. If you haven't got a really good 4x4 and you got a bit of cash to spend and you'd like to get one or the other, I recommend at this point this one, the Angstrom one, of course. It's awesome. But if you don't and you'd like to get one, this is a really good cube. You just got to make sure that you check it out when you get it and set it up. Maybe wipe the lube out. I think it's a little over lubed. Put some thinner DNM water-based lube in there and tighten it up a little bit. And all the issues that I had with the popping, the corner twist, and the lockups should go away. You guys can actually get it cheaper too if you use coupon code CrazyBadCuber at checkout. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe with notifications on. And if you like this video, give it a like. If you don't, then don't. I want to thank Phil and the Cubicle for setting me up with QiYi so they could send this to me directly. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video.